Welcome to CityWise. I'm your host, Tiana Stevens. CityWise is produced by the City of Rochester to shine a spotlight on city living at its best. The Rochester-MONROE Anti-Poverty Initiative is launching 2 new programs as part of a community-wide effort to help people achieve financial self-sufficiency and prosperity. The Mayor's Office of Innovation at the City of Rochester is engaged in this work, along with many other community partners. And today we're joined by Shawn Futch. She's the Focus on Self-Sufficiency Program Director at Action for a Better Community, and Ron Rizzo is the Director of Family Prosperity Programs at Catholic Family Center. Thank you both for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Welcome.
So the Rochester-MONROE Anti-Poverty Initiative was designed as a community-informed strategy. What does that mean exactly?
Well, it's really based on a collective set of partners. There's a steering committee. There's also the Pathways to Prosperity. There are a lot of partners involved in this. Pathways to Prosperity has multiple initiatives under it as well that are compatible and reinforcing the Rochester-MONROE Anti-Poverty Initiative. There's Connected Communities, Rochester, the Mayor's Office as well. So it's really a collective, just because we're dealing with something that's very complex and there's no one solution that will work by itself.
Right. What does it mean when we say trusted partner when we're talking about this work?
A trusted partner is someone who you really trust, someone that you're comfortable with telling your life story, and someone who's going to walk with you as you move towards self-sufficiency. So they're not ahead of you, they're not directing you, but they're supporting you in your efforts.
And these 2 new programs, Shawn, do you want to start by telling us about Bridges to Success?
Sure, I would love to. Bridges for Success is a program that was founded in Boston. There's a program there called Empath, and what they've done has been just awesome. In their city, we decided to take that as a model and bring it to Rochester, tweak it a little bit because we're not Boston, so make it fit Rochester. And so what happens is you meet that trusted partner when you enroll in our program, and that person commits to 2 years to be by your side and walk you from where you are to where you want to be. It's all about the individual or the family member. So it's about identifying those goals that you have and looking at in our community and seeing what's available to you and how to get to those programs that are available and maneuver yourself to where you want to be within that 2-year period.
Sure. And who are these programs designed for Bridges to Success? Who are you looking to join?
So right now we're looking for people who live in a targeted area. Because this is something new, we want to kind of keep it small and then branch out as we learn more about it. So we're looking in the Beechwood, Market View Heights, Emma, Cornea, did I get them all? Areas that if you live in those areas, that's where we're going to start.
Okay. And Ron, city government, social service agencies, these are issues, issues of poverty is something that we've been working on for a long time. What's different about these efforts?
So there's a few things. So the one thing, it is part of RMAPI, which is new in Rochester. It's a very long effort. RMAPI's got its sights on 15 years and beyond, so it's a long journey, and we're part of that journey. And it just recognizes the complexity of what we're working with. The other thing is we're very participant-centered. So we put them in the driver's seat. When we're setting goals, it's their goals. When we're talking about plans, it's their plans. And as Shawn says, we partner in helping them achieve them and connecting them with resources and that sort of thing. I think the last thing is just the scope of these programs. It's not specific like just housing or childcare or transportation or jobs alone. It really sets an umbrella of planning across all those things and goes where people want to start. So if they want to work on housing first, we work on housing first. But they're all part of a system of things that need to be worked on over time.
And Shawn, for Bridges to Success, along with living in those designated neighborhoods, what are some of the other criteria that you're looking for?
Sure, we're looking that you are a resident in those areas. We right now would like for you to be English speaking. We are looking for Spanish speaking mentors, but for the time being, English speaking is important. Someone who's ready to work and can work at least 20 hours or more. And someone who's really into wanting their education. In our city, we have a lot of people who don't have a high school diploma. So we're not saying that you have to have one to be in our program, but we are saying that you have to be willing to at least make that one of your goals.
And how does the program exactly work from the participants end? They come to you.
Yep.
And
They
what
come into
happens?
our office and we do a survey and an intake. So we're gathering information just so we know who you are and make sure that you meet all of the criteria that's required of the program based on the funders. And then it gets started. You schedule appointments with your mentor who you're assigned to immediately, and you start working toward your goals. You work on your action plan. You, like Ron said, you decide what it is that you want to work on first and how you want to do that. And your trusted advisor works with you on that process.
And you say trusted advisor and mentor.
Yes.
Who are those people in the community, and are you still looking for people to fill those roles?
Those people are the same people that we're looking to help. There is no difference. We're all Rochesterians. We all need a hand up. So if there's someone out there who is looking for employment and they meet the criteria of the employment piece, by all means they can apply. We are looking for more mentors. So that's who that mentor is. I'm looking for mentors who actually live in the same neighborhoods of the people that we want to serve.
And Ron, the other program that we want to talk about, Family Independence Initiative, how did that get started?
So I actually started in Oakland, California about 15 years ago, and it's really about a movement to change the narrative of how people view families that are working towards security and prosperity. It's a movement of about 2,500 people across the country now. It includes, it has expanded into Boston, Albuquerque, New Orleans, Detroit, Queens, and now Rochester is the latest of those initiatives.
Now, when you say these programs that came from somewhere else, but are tailored for Rochester, what were the things that you had to change to make it fit our city better?
For Boston, one of the big things that I recognize is they have a transit system. Here we have a bus system. So it's a little bit different in that. And the way our buses are designed to only go to certain areas and not go as far out into the suburban areas as a lot of jobs are. It's different for the Boston neighborhood. So that's one of the things that I recognize.
Okay.
In Family Independence Initiative, we don't have a lot of data yet to make changes, and because it's participant-driven, we're really going to be listening to the voices of the participants, the goals that they set, the activities that they plan for, and the barriers that they run against. And we basically collect data, information. They basically fill a monthly journal. Across the mansion, there's 150 participants. There's a lot of rich source of information. And what we do is we analyze that information to see what the needs are, what are the unmet needs, and if it exists in Rochester, then we'll connect them with them. And they'll kind of play a central role in doing that through the social network. If not, our staff, or one staff person for that program, will seek out those resources and bring them into this social network. So right now, we're not really making changes until we have the data to do that.
Sure. And who are you looking for to participate in the Family Independence Initiative?
It's really the same. We're drawing from the same population as Bridges to Success. It's really, the idea is to lift the whole neighborhood. So we are kind of working in these areas to start with, but the plan is to expand after this 2-year evaluation period, is to expand beyond these areas throughout Monroe County, based on what we learn and based on the tailoring that Sean had talked about, so that when we expand, we're expanding something that we know that works, because it has to be sustainable.
Absolutely. When someone comes to the Family Independence Initiative, what happens first?
So what we asked them, so it's a little bit about the philosophy of it, is that it's really to change the narrative of how people view and what they think and they say. And it's very limiting. They always kind of concentrate on what they don't have or what they can't do, and they assume all these things. And they're really trying to change the narrative and flip it on its head to say that these people face challenges every day. They are very resourceful. And that to have people turn to each other in social networks so that they can help each other, because they all know something, right? And so they help each other through that. So what we do is we have them form peer groups of 6 to 8 people, and they meet monthly. And the other thing that they do is they, as I mentioned before, they have a monthly journal. They spend maybe an hour a month just kind of journaling, what are my goals, what are my activities, what is my progress against these. And then they also talk about the incentives and the initiatives that they're taking.
Sure.
And we look at those initiatives and we invest in them. If we believe that there's something to be learned and that learning could be successful to other people in the social network, then we invest in those initiatives. So someone may have initiative of, it can be anything as simple as just family time.
Sure.
They just want to build family, they don't spend enough time together, we can invest in that. Or it could be something related to solving a problem in the community, childcare, for example, or transportation, and they form a group together, and we can invest in that for them.
Can participants be part of both programs at once, or how do you determine that?
Not at this time.
Okay.
It's best if they're in one or the other. And people will find where they fit.
Right.
Having someone walk alongside them might not be the ideal situation for them. Maybe they're a little bit more able to do that on their own, but having a core group of people that I can sit with once a month or once a week is ideal. So people will find where they fit.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we like to say that we're offering people a choice, basically.
How will you measure success with both of these programs?
In the goals and how they reach their goals and when they reach their goals. And I believe the families will tell us when they've reached that goal and when they are where they want to be with self-sufficiency.
Yeah, because I agree. And it goes beyond the concrete goals. It goes with well-being as well.
Right.
Okay.
How are they happy, for example, is another measure, along with what's your income. So it's really, we look at both sides of the equation to make sure that it's a positive experience for everybody.
And you mentioned this is a 2-year program. What will you do after those 2 years?
I hope we continue after the 2 years. Right now it's funded for 2 years, so we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Yep. So it's really in the successes in the data, and to use that data to fund the future and the sustainability of this. That is what RMAP is here for. They're targeting 15 years and beyond, and we're just the first programs into that. The other thing was, with RMAP, started with another community effort to hear the voices of the community. There were 33 recommendations that came out of this.
Wow.
We're just the first. And so there are a lot of eyes on us right now to see if we're going to be successful, but the plan is to follow through with the other recommendations that came out of RMAP.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming on. For more information about the Family Independence Initiative, you can call 585-953-0189. For information on Bridges to Success, call 585-730-6191. You can also visit FamilyProsperityROC.org for more information and updates on both programs.